Today is today is March 3rd, 2025, and it is 3:08 a.m. It is a Monday. A long time ago, at about 2010, which is now 15 years ago, a pastor told me this. He sat across me, and I was in the process of becoming a Christian. As we started to discuss, he told me that I was an empty can. He told me that I am an empty can. And whenever I spoke, I rattled like an empty can. It wasn't filled with anything. Now, when my ex-wife was here in the Boise area with my kids, I was so fortunate to have that brief moment. It could have been longer, but God had other plans. She told me one day that while we were divorced, that she was in a marathon, and she told me the experience of being in a marathon. And so there is a story behind the beginning and the finish line. The pastor told me again that I am an empty can, and I rattle like an empty can. There's no substance to it. Now, he is a man of God. And so, as a man of God, he has he is also a can, but he's full because he is a man of God, and the content that is inside him is faith. He's full of it in the most commonsensical and objective perspective. Okay? So he is a full can. Like if I go to if I now Warren Buffett apparently used to go to the grocery store and uh, buy sodas, and then he would sell it by the can and make some money off of it, right? And so it would be filled with substance within that can. And so what I've noticed about being a day trader is this. Initially, even if I bought Al Brooks' teaching materials and I went through it over and over, there is no substance to his material being inside the can that I am. I am still an empty can. I have not placed the experience and the knowledge and all the sweat and tears that went through it in order for me to have some substance relating to the fact of day trading. And therefore, the pastor was correct. I was an empty can, rattling with a breeze that comes by. Rattle, rattle, rattle. And I made these videos, YouTube videos, for over 4 years now. And when I initially started, my search and seeking is an honest to goodness, uh, the starting point. But anything that occurred in between is essentially a um, baseless and without experience to fill up the can of being a day trader. Now that I have day traded for over 4 years now, I realized that there is something inside me, and therefore, even though the wind blows, the can that I am does not get blown off the table with a slight, easy breeze. It takes a great amount of it takes a great amount of force, a wind force, in order to knock me off that table. because there is some substance within the can that I am. And so the pasture is definitely correct. Anything that I do, any pursuits that I do, if I want to be a mechanic, initially I'm a rattling can. And if I were to be placed on top of a table and there's a slight breeze, I'd be knocked over. But as I acquired the experiences and the knowledge and the breadth and the depth of the discipline that I am in as a day trader, as I start to accrue from beginning to where I am now, there is some substance, there is some weight to the knowledge that I have, and it fills up the can to a certain amount. And therefore, I admit, yes, I do. I used to be an empty can, but not anymore. There is some substance, a a objective look at it. The objective perspective it is, I am not full of it, but I am partially full of it.